Good morning. I'm putting on Pandora so we can have a little bit of music. Waiting for people to click on. Oh, how is everybody? How are you? What's the date today? I don't remember. It's Wednesday. It's after Thanksgiving. Hold on. This music's a little loud. Here we go. Here we go. Waiting for people to click on. I hope everybody's having a great day. It is freezing in Kansas. I know I'm not happy. So I've got my blanket and my jacket. It's super cold here in Kansas. We had a blizzard. The kids were out on Monday. It's been cold. Hello everybody who's clicking on. I can't see your comments if you're commenting. So yeah, it's been chilly. So I am bundled up. I realized something about myself. I don't like winter. I told my husband when the kids graduate, I am going to, what the heck is happening? I'm going to, good morning, Lisa. I am going to go to a warm place when the kids are done with school because I do not like the winter. So yes, good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Lisa. I know there's people here. Good morning, Paige. Oh, Paige, you're gonna like this. Monica, it's freezing, and I know. Paige is in Florida, lucky her. Sheila, good morning. I know it's freezing, so I'm gonna be bundled up. You guys, our guest is awesome today. I am super excited because throughout my life, my mom has always been into Feng Shui. So like when we get a new place, she'll be like doing the numbers and the astrology. And then she'll be, sorry, I'm getting something. Facebook did something. I can feel it because they must have changed the algorithm. They must have done something because I don't think people are getting notified. Sorry, I got distracted by spirit. Oh, Drew, that's not good. 14, oh, yeah, see, I'm not, yeah. It's in the teens here too, Monica. Yeah, it's awful. Sorry, I'm getting with it. Spirit's distracting me. So, my mom was all about Feng Shui. Hello, Lori. And she would look up the house numbers, and she would like go off like what they say about the floor plan and what colors to use. And Amanda, our guest, does. It's kind of like, and I should have wrote it down, but I want her to tell you more, but she does Feng Shui, and she can read your floor plan, and she works a lot with the energy of your house. So I'm super excited about this guest because I like Feng Shui. I always kind of don't know a lot about Feng Shui, but she does. She is the expert, and she knows what's up. So we are going to invite on, and she's going to talk about Feng Shui and energy in our house because I think it's fantastic. So I like to have somebody who knows more than my mom that's reading on the internet. Amanda.
Oh my God, this has been like the most panicked morning ever.
She's like, I don't know. She's been messaging me saying like, am I on? I'm like, yes, just watch it. You'll be good. We'll get on.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's all right. You're here. You got it. We're good. So I was telling people a little bit about what you do. Why don't you tell people what you do? Because I just did bits and pieces.
Well, I think the easiest thing is that I'm an advanced Feng Shui practitioner. And basically Feng Shui is just about increasing flow and abundance in your life in all areas. I think a lot of people, when they hear the word abundance, they think that it's, monetary, but it's literally abundance of health, relationships, career, knowledge, helpful people, anything in your life. So it's just really about increasing the flow and abundance in all of those areas. Because I think a lot of people have what I call the kinked hose effect, where chi just isn't working well in their home, and so it's like a kinked hose, and so they're getting a little bit of benefit, but my job is to go in and unkink the hose.
That is awesome, because I can feel that, like, especially like, and they say, if your house is cluttered, it's stagnant energy, and you feel different when you declutter. But I want to talk about, because you can read people's floor plan from a distance. Like, you don't have to be, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, I'm not in your city, you can't come over. Like, you can read people's floor plan.
Yeah, so I guess you can say I'm kind of intuitive in that regard, is that I would say 99% of all of the people that we work with are actually not in Nashville. I'm from Nashville, or I'm not from Nashville. I live in Nashville. Um, but yeah, they can send in their floor plan. They just sketch it up, and I can take a look at it, and I can see, like yesterday we got one, and I could see that the woman was experiencing severe tax issues, and she had actually experienced tax fraud. I can see everything from anxiety, blood pressure issues. We got one the other day that was domestic violence. It was actually really hard for me to read because I could feel, in fact, I'm feeling it right now. I could feel
Right.
what the woman was going through. Um, so it's a little bit hard because I feel like I'm getting into people's dirty laundry. And so some people get a little offended and some people are like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Right? So
Yeah.
they just sketch like, oh, this is my bedroom, this is my bathroom. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, so I have to have the whole sketch, and so there's some important details. Like I have to know where the kitchen is, I have to know where the bathrooms are, I have to know where the front door is. And we tell this to people, and like I got a floor plan the other day where the gal didn't include any doors, and so I try to get as much information as I can, but I also try not to ask for too much because on a subconscious level, we leave things out for a reason. So in that particular case, she left out all of her doors. And in Feng Shui, your doors represent your voice. So to me, that meant that she wasn't being heard, or she wasn't speaking up, or there was something going on. I think it was about money, where there was an issue, there was a kink going on, and she wasn't speaking up about it. And so on a subconscious level, she left those out.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So do they tell, like, do they say, like, my couch is facing this way? Do you do that too? Because I know, like, in my bedroom, I have to face, like, I was reading, like, which way is better for romance, like, which way your head is facing. Do you go into that kind of detail, or is that not so much?
That's more what I call like Feng Shui 101. That's like green pea Feng Shui.
Okay, well,
um,
I'm beginner status with the feng shui
yeah.
then.
That's kind of more of the kitschy Feng Shui. I think that I go in on a much deeper level. What I would do is I would go, wait, I don't really look at furniture per se.
Okay.
Furniture isn't really important to me. I go in, that kind of feng shui is very surfacey. I go into the underbelly. I go into the root cause of, okay, what is really showing up in your relationship? What are some, the root causes of where there may be some friction, or energetically, what can we do to open that up to enhance your love life or enhance your relationship? So I just go at a much deeper, more energetic level.
Wow. Okay. So let's say, because you can't change the floor plan of your house, how do you fix that?
Energy. It's
You
all
just
about
move it?
energy. I manipulate energy. And so what I do is, the people that I work with, so we actually get, I would say 65% of the plans that we get are relationship issues. There's either an affair happening, or the relationship is, there's conflict going on. Mainly women are not speaking up. So there's usually some kind of a conflict. And so if they hire us, what we do is I teach them energy principles that they can do to unkink that hose, to help unkink that area of their life. If that's a goal, if that's not an intention that's important to them, I'll still give them the information. But that's the other thing, is you have to have sincerity in your heart. This is something that you have to want, because it's not only me giving you the tools, but you have to be like, I'm going to go in there and kick ass and take names. And if you don't have that, if you're like, well, I'm not really sure, you're not at that vibe, you're not at that frequency to manipulate energy. I mean, energy is very subtle and fleeting, and you have to, it can be quite fickle, actually. So you have to really, if that's a goal of yours, then yes, you're going to be able to do that. But if you're really focused on your career, and I'm telling you, well, you've got these partnership issues, you may be like, well, but I'd really rather work on my career. That's where your frequency is going to be focused on fixing.
What about, I can hear some of these, some of our guests on here. What if they're single and they're wanting to attract a partner?
Well, you're going to have to look at your floor plan because there's all kinds of details within your floor plan that may be preventing that. So I have a great example of a gal that I worked with. Her name was Cynthia last year, and she had been looking for love for 13 years. And twice she had met what she thought was the one.
Right.
And when I looked at her floor plan, she's never going to do it. It was never going to happen because the energy in her home was not indicative of attracting a partner. In fact, it was deflecting a partner. So that's why they kept going away. That's why they kept what she was calling ghosting. I'm not hip to the term, so.
Right.
But so anyways, after we had worked together and we had changed and shifted the energy, she was able to attract a partner, and now she's engaged.
Yay!
Yay!
How exciting. So
Yeah.
Two things, Spirit's reminding me. When I ask all these questions, because Spirit gives it to me. Because I'm usually like, I don't know, it's first thing in the morning, I'm tired. So Spirit's like, here, ask these questions. Can I other people's questions? How many sessions does it take you?
To get the results that you want? I usually just do it once. And then if I work with somebody again, it's typically because there's a different intention. I think that's an important thing too, is that a lot of people think that Feng Shui is a one and done. And it's not, because you evolve, you grow, you change, your intentions change, your goals change. It's kind of like health and fitness, right? Like each year your goals are different and what you want to achieve is different. So if your goal right now is to find a partner, then that's what we work on energetically. And usually it just takes that one session, as long as you do the work. That's the other thing is we've had clients that we've worked with and they'll email us, say 6 months later, and they're like, well, I mean, things are going really great, but I still haven't attracted that partner. And the first question we always ask is, have you done everything? Well, no. So I can only do and provide so much. You have to meet me halfway.
Sorry, Spirit's giving me questions. So, how much? Because everybody's like, okay, well, how much? And what are the different services that you offer?
It's different for everyone. So we customize it. If a floor plan reading usually starts at $1,000, but it depends on the floor plan and it depends on what their goals are. If they just want an energy clearing, that's something else that we provide, where I will go in and I will do an intuitive reading and also clear out all the energy. And then I'll intuit information. Like I just did one last week for a gal, Christine, and it was funny. Jamie actually really helped me with this. I cleared out the property and the house and the family. And this little boy kept coming through, Jake. And he was like, hello, hi, my name is Jake. I mean, he was so freaking cute. And I was like, I don't know who this boy is. So we emailed all of this information to the gal, and she was like, I'm 50, like I'm not having kids anymore, like I don't know who that is. And so I texted Jamie and I was like, oh my God, I'm a fraud. I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I just need to stop doing this and like go get a job at Starbucks.
Right.
And she was laughing and she was like, honey, the gal had a miscarriage. That's who the little boy was, the miscarriage. And I was like, oh, thank God.
It's always like to have spiritual friends to back you up. Yes.
Good Lord, because I have these moments where I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm terrible at this. And then, I talk to someone like you or Jamie and they're like, no, you're totally doing this right. You got to remember. So anyways, but those are anywhere from $300 to $500, depending on what the goals and intentions are and how big the property is. Like Christine's property was pretty big and she had 6 kids. So if I've got to clear all 6 kids and I've got to work with all 6, that can take me 3 or 4 hours.
Right.
So.
Wow. Okay. And all your stuff is on your website. So if they wanted to book something with you.
Yeah. So the way that we have it set up is that you can go on there and you can get your floor plan reading for free. So if you want to go on there, you just give us a sketch of what your floor plan is, and I will tell you what I see, what's popping up. And then if you want to work with me as far as getting the energy tactics and the principles and all that, then you hire us.
Awesome. Okay. And you keep saying we. Who's we?
Oh, my project manager and my assistant. And I also have a bookkeeper named Denise. So my team and I.
Okay. So I'm
So
like, who?
typically, like when you submit your floor plan reading, you'll be working with Deborah. Deborah's my project manager. And so she will be the one that emails you. You'll be corresponding with her. She'll set up a call with you after I do the reading just to get kind of an idea of what your goals and intentions are. And then if you move forward, then she'll be the one that sets up your appointment. So you'll be working with her for the most part. And then when we do the actual reading, it'll be with me.
Okay. Awesome. So do you do this with your own house?
Oh, all the time. What's really cool is that when I moved into my new place, there's a principle, an energy principle called the 4 pillars, and it's a protection ceremony. And so everybody keeps telling me I'm really powerful with energy, and like I'm like, whatever, like sure, okay. And so I energetically set up the 4 pillars, and I'm just assuming because I can't see. I can
Mm-hmm.
feel, but I can't see. And so I set this up, and Jamie and I were talking the other day, and because the spirit like flew through my house, Deborah and I both saw it. We were like, what the hell was that? And so I'm like, Jamie, what is going on? And anyways, she was like, so it was just like a passerby dude, but what are the 4 things in the corner of your house? And I was like, yay.
That's
So she can see it. I can't, but she can see it. So that was really powerful. I was like, oh, yay, that means what I did worked.
That's awesome. Somebody is asking, do you work with people in the UK?
Yes, we work with people all over the world. I'm working with a gal right now in Finland, and we do a lot of people in Australia too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
we will, her website and all her information, you guys, was on the post that I posted up yesterday, and we can post it in this after the video. Um, awesome. Okay, let me see, what else, other questions do we have? Um, okay, so you mentioned, um, as you do any kind of healing or energy work and intuitive readings, it's similar, but on a broad spectrum when you're dealing with the house. How many times do you deal with people that just want an easy fix and don't want to do the work?
I would say no one. I mean, for the most part, everyone who has hired us has done the work. We've had one gal that did a couple of things and didn't do everything, but we talked to her a couple of weeks ago, and it's been a year and she's finally gotten through everything. So it just took her a little bit longer, but that's something else that we get into is I do in Feng Shui, we have personal chi. We have a personal energy system. And so that's based on the 5 elements. It's very closely tied to traditional Chinese medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that we do as a part of our package is I will find out what your elemental makeup is. And so with Lori, she was an earth element. And earth elements hate change. They move very methodically, very slowly. And so they're not very actionary. They tend to move at a slower pace. And so I expected that from her. Someone like a wood, which is what I am, is very actionary, and they're going to probably do everything in the first day. So that's something else that we dive into. Wood element is very actionary. They tend to do things at a high rate of speed. They tend to get in accidents a lot, like around the house. Like they may slip, they may fall, they may hurt themselves because they're moving so quickly. And they tend to have piles like everywhere, but they're very expansive. They tend to have really big ideas, and water elements are usually the ones that are the visionaries. They come up with the ideas, but wood is usually the one that makes it happen.
Okay, would you consider a wood a fire sign as well?
No. Fire is typically a lot more intimate. They're usually very intuitive, very charismatic, very warm. So a fire element, they tend to, they're a little bit slower too. They don't tend to do things at a high rate of speed.
So what elements are you working with?
What do I have?
Well, you said wood. I mean, usually we're fire, air. So what are the extra?
So those are astrological.
Okay.
The elements in Feng Shui are different. The elements in Feng Shui.
I'm like, I'm confused.
Yeah, they're different in the astrological terms. They're different because we don't have air. We have earth, metal, water, wood, and fire. So we have 5 elements, but we don't have air.
Then how do you know what you are in that feng shui?
I have a test that I usually give people if they hire us. And so based on that elemental test, I can see what their elemental makeup is. And the thing is that we have all 5. You know, we just have a dominant one that tends to reign supreme. That is typically the one that's like our operating system, but we have all of them. So let's say you go out and you're at Macy's or something and buying something and somebody might be difficult. You may bring up your water and be a lot more flowy and go with the flow because you don't want to create conflict. So you have the ability to bring them all up. It's just that you have a tendency to have a dominant one that kind of does everything all the time.
Wow. Okay, that brings a new because I know like what is air, but I see. Okay, so it's a different than what our zodiac signs are.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, let me see. What other questions do we have? What other questions? Are you having a holiday special? I know some people ask that because holidays are coming. Are you running any kind of special that we need to know about?
Yeah, so we have a couple of different packages that we do. We have one that is a little bit more affordable, and it's everything we do is custom, but the lower package that we do is with me on the phone, and the more higher end package is a Zoom call so that you can see me. So that package, if you buy that or give that as a gift to someone, the $500 energy clearing that I do on the property and the house and the people, the occupants of the home, we're giving that as a part of the package for free.
Oh, wow. Okay. Awesome. Yes, and that's all on your website, right? Everybody keeps...
The special isn't. I actually posted that in my podcast. I think that was in either last week's show or the show before. So it's kind of sort of a secret squirrel thing that we've put out there on the podcast.
What is your podcast name?
It's called Home Energy Design.
Okay, so everybody that's Home Energy Design, check out her podcast.
Yeah, you can find it on iTunes and Stitcher. And it's very wooey, and I have a lot of really great guests on, and I teach a lot of feng shui. I just did a really great one called How to Make Your Spirits Bright with feng shui, 9 ways to deal with negative circumstances. Because we're all dealing with that, right? With the holidays, like right? Setting up boundaries and dealing with difficult people and circumstances with family, and maybe you don't have family, and so it's a lonely time. So I've put together just a really great list of things that you can do, feng shui principles to zen out your space, and then also just to cultivate your personal chi. Sweet.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of people. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing. A lot of people need that around this time of the year.
Yes, I agree. That's why I put it together. I think it'll be really helpful for a lot of people, and it's free. You can just go over there and listen to that.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm trying to think if I have any other questions. Anything else you want to tell us that I may have not asked that I may have missed?
I just want to let people know the biggest thing that people always say is like, there's just so much information, like you said with the bed. Well, I heard, and so there's a lot of articles that are online, there's a lot of books, and there's just a lot of misinformation that's out there. And so what happens is that the information gets very convoluted and people get confused. And so then they get confused and they're like, oh, I don't like that feng shui stuff. Mm-hmm. So just be cautious of where you get your information, try to work with one principle. So that the problem with a lot of the information that's out there is that it's coming from different schools, different principles, different people, and a lot of it's been westernized. And so as soon as it gets westernized, it gets a little diluted. And so it's not as effective. And so what happens is that you may not get the results, and then you get pissed off because you're like, oh, this feng shui stuff doesn't work. So it's just a matter of getting the right information and sticking with the same principles so that you don't get confused and that you also get the results. So that's the main thing is if you are looking for love, or if you're looking to boost your career, we want you to have the transformation. We want you to have that, amazing feng shui experience. So just be diligent. If you are a avid DIYer, a lot of our clients love to do this themselves. But if you're an avid DIYer, just make sure that you're getting your information correctly. I once had a woman who she was like, well, I put the popcorn on the back of my toilet and my finances didn't change. And I was like, what?
Wow, I haven't even heard that one.
And she's like, well, I read in Women's Day that I put popcorn on the back of my toilet and all my financial woes go away. And so I'm like, well, it doesn't work that way.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, and I think that that's the thing too, is that there's a lot of things that have made feng shui, like it's just really taken away from the beauty of it and made it very kitschy and like superstitious and like little, like just do this and you're feng shui. And it goes so much deeper than that. And it's an ancient art. It's been around for thousands of years. I study, it's a Buddhist practice, feng shui that I study. And so it's very rooted in Tibetan mantras and meditations and energy work. And it's very sacred. So, there's just so much beauty to it. So, I would encourage you I have a fantastic YouTube page with tons of free videos with free information and also the podcast. And I can say with confidence that that is the right information.
Right.
So I know that the information that's on there is going to be correct, and that, if you do it, like I just did one on the front door. We had mentioned the top 5 disruptors, and the front door is one of them. And it's so easy. It's free to do, and it'll change your life. And I did that podcast, I think, 3 weeks ago. So I would encourage everyone to listen to that. If you're really looking to, it's great for the new year. It's a great ceremony to do for the new year. So if you're looking to really change the chi in your home, cultivate your chi, it's a great way to put your own elements into balance. And just with all the bullshit with the holidays and what family can do to you, the front door can be everything.
What is your YouTube? Everyone's asking, what's your YouTube?
You can just go into YouTube and type in either Amanda Gates or Gates Interior Design.
Okay.
Tons of free videos. In fact, I just put one up yesterday with a great feng shui quick tip. So I do those a lot too. It talks about infinity mirrors, about how if you're trying to launch a book or a new project, or maybe you're just feeling stuck in something, maybe you can't get the painting done, whatever it is that you're feeling stuck on, it's a great quick tip that you can sit in between 2 infinity mirrors and it expands your mind.
Wow. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Lots of free stuff, you guys, on her podcast and YouTube. Definitely want to check it out. No excuses. It's free. It's on there. I think it's fantastic, especially at the end of this year when we're reviewing and reflecting.
Perfect time.
Stepping into this next year. Everybody's goals are high and wanting a fresh new start. And I was talking about it on my on one of my other videos. So yeah, I can hear all your guys' questions, so that's why I'm trying to tune in and make sure everyone's like wondering, oh, okay, what's this? So I multitask when I do these videos. That's awesome.
Well, take your time.
I'm like, here, making sure I get all these questions. Everybody can check out your stuff. Reach out to you guys. She talked about her free floor plan on her website. It is in the post that I did yesterday, and it's also we'll post it in after this. What if your house faces the wrong way?
Well, there's no such thing.
That's what I was gonna.
There's no such thing as facing the wrong way.
You're hearing the fake news again. That's why I think she was saying, like, it's important where you get your information. So.
Yeah, that's more Compass School, and I don't follow that. We're taught in our school that directional feng shui has its weaknesses because, for example, you could, because of your astrological makeup, it might say that you have to place your bed here or put your desk here or, do something, and it puts you in harm. So we don't follow those principles.
Well, I would like to book a session with you because I'm feeling stagnant and I don't like the snow. I realize this about me. I do not like the winter, and I just hibernate, as everyone's like, yes, with your blankie. Yes, I'm frozen. So we're going to have to book a session, Amanda, so you can figure out and move some energy around this house and warm this place up. She's like on it. Thank you so much for being my guest.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your work. We always say it starts at home. So how you can help that is absolutely amazing.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And you guys check out her page, and everybody have a happy Wednesday. And Amanda, we'll talk soon.
Blessings, everyone.
All right. Bye, you guys. Have a great day.